Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 9th, and today was a lovely hot day outside. Weather was pretty nice, a little bit of cloud coverage here and there, but overall beautiful day. Woke up this morning, I don't know, it was about 7 something, 7:30, somewhere in there, whatever it was. Got around fairly slowly, got out of bed, just took my time, which is not normal. Karen been snoring the last few nights. I'm not sure what's going on. I think she's got some allergies kicking her butt that's causing her to snore a lot, so I'm not getting the greatest sleep. I was up super late last night. It was, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up way late than I normally am. Woke up, got some things done, asked my wife if she wanted me to go with her to her dad's house. If I was going with up there, I was going to run when I was up there. If not, I was going to go run like right away before it got hot, because it was going to be hot as hot day. So decided she wanted me to go with her, so I said okay, cool. So we rode up there together, took the dog, took the car up. Kind of thought taking the bike up, but I don't know if my back really wants to ride that far, and I don't think her hip and back can ride that far yet either. So went ahead, drove up in the car, basically got in there, talked to him a little, hung out in the house for a little while. His house is like, I don't know, in the 60s. It's cold as hell. I don't know what the temperature's in there, but it was pretty cold. So, and knowing I had to go out and run in the heat, I didn't want to be in there too long and whatnot. Also, the TV's just blaring loud. It's hard to talk to him and stuff. The TV's like, turns it down like 2 notches, and I'm like, it's louder than I'd have it like if I was having a party. It's like if I was watching the Super Bowl, I wouldn't have it that loud at a Super Bowl party. So went ahead and said to heck with it. So Bruce and I took off to go do our run and ran around. There's like little lakes there. I think it's called Center Park or Central Park or something in Ormond Beach, and you can actually kayak from one retention pond to the next. But I was out running the trails, and you kind of run some figure eights, and it's not the most I guess well laid out. The way the trails, they're not designed for, they're just wherever the hell the water was, they kind of put a trail around it, as opposed to kind of working them together. So you got some backtracking, you got some stuff that if you do run down that trail, you're going to have to double back on itself and whatnot. So I kind of even ran around a little bit of the neighborhood a little bit too, to kind of see some different houses and stuff and properties, and I've already seen the trails numerous times, so no reason to backtrack on the same trail. So run around, got pretty hot. I did take water with me, which I drank a little bit. I gave most of it to Bruce, and he was struggling. Like I said, we were out for quite a while. We were gone for well over an hour, I think, in the run, and he just doesn't do that well. It was getting later in the morning. It was, going in, closing in on the noontime, and it was just too hot for him. So even though there was a little bit of shade, I let him lay down in one of the ditches. They have like a little retention, the little ditch thing between the two, where you can kayak from lake to lake. There's a little back retention drainage part, crystal clear water, draining off one of the ditches, full of sand, a bunch of fish swimming in it and stuff. So I went to go down with him, and I know everybody's like all complaining about the leash laws and stuff. But I wasn't climbing out down a ditch. I just unhooked him and said, go swim. He ran down and jumped in the water, and later on I chased a couple fishes here and there, drank a bunch of the water and whatnot, just hung out, laid down, talking like back high, just laid on his belly, really got down there to let himself cooled off, nice cool water. A lady came by and kind of complained that my dog has to be on a leash, where her dog's like barking and like pulling on her, like almost like not enough to pull her down the ditch, but was trying to get to my dog and trying to get to me. And she's walking along, she's yelling at me. I said, my dog is on a leash, it's just an invisible leash, I'm like, I wanted to be like, it's called commands. My dog is trained not to do anything, and he literally is not even looking at you yelling at me, or your dog trying to attack him or me, and you're being pulled around by this stuff. And she was probably, I don't know, mid-60s, and I was just like, move along, lady, he's on a leash. I'm thinking, first off, call the cops. But kind of a cop showed up. They wanted her tickets like $75. Who cares from the ticket? But even if they did, I'd already had him on a leash, and we're going to be leaving. And as soon as he comes up, he's going to come to me anyway. And I hooked the leash up. You got to be able to prove it wasn't a leash while he's down there, and so on and so forth. So I thought, my dog isn't causing any problems to anybody. Why would it matter if he's on a leash or not? So went ahead, finished our run. She went ahead and luckily went the opposite direction. Didn't see her again. Finished our run, walked out a little bit, let him cool off. Got back to the house. I actually saw a property that I want to look up. It's hillbilly looking, like redneck resort like crazy, but it's right downtown Ormond Beach, and I wanted possibly, I don't know, see if I can find that property. It looks like a fairly good chunk of land, like a single wide trailer on it. It just looks trailer trash from like bad. It's like, hillbilly type thing, but there's enough property right there. A guy could make a nice property and have a beautiful yard and who knows what. So it's probably $2 million, who knows, right there. So it's like a city block almost. And it's just got a dumpy little trailer on it. So I'm assuming it's one of those things, somebody had bought it 50 years ago, maybe 75 years ago, and just never moved off, and they've inherited it, whatever, who knows. So I'm going to look it up and see if I can't possibly, might be able to buy a little chunk of land and, let the person live there till they pass and get a better deal, or clean up the mess and get them out. And it looks like maybe a little bit of homeless kind of trails leading back in there, people living back in there, but I can always take care of that too if I get the price bought for the property real cheap. But we'll see. Got back to the house, let Karen know I was there, and there's one I wasn't going inside. Now Bruce is covered in sand and water and stuff. He's all wet. I'm sweaty, just completely sweated through, and I can't go back in the house. I would literally freeze to death in that house in 60-some degrees. So I hung outside, walked around, looked at the yard a little bit and stuff, kind of checking out his house and stuff and whatnot. And then she came out. We basically packed up. I had brought a towel to put on the seat. We headed home. Was gonna run over and grab some donuts, which found a place called Donnie's Donuts, which Karen says the same one we actually have here in New Smyrna Beach, and we've already eaten there. So I was like, well, never mind. It was like 7 minutes away. I'm like, I've already eaten Donnie's Donuts, and they weren't the greatest thing in the world. I don't think it's the same one. She said it was, but who knows? We'll find out, I guess, later someday. So we headed back home, basically chilled out here a little bit. Like I said, my room was done. I got my shower, got myself cleaned up. Ended up eating a late lunch, early dinner, so I call it dinner. Had a bunch of tater tots, which I doctored up with some soy sauce and some seasonings and a bunch of garlic, and really kind of doctored them up. And then a couple corn dogs. That was our lunch dinner. And then we basically watched a little bit of TV. I was going to try to take a nap. She goes, no, because we're not sleeping the night, so we got to stay up all day and da-da-da. So we basically had, okay, that's what we're going to do. I'd rather sleep for a nap and then sleep for say I take a 2-hour nap, and then say I sleep for 3 hours in the evening. That's better for my body's 5-hour sleep as opposed to 5 hours straight and tossing and turning so much my body gets sore when I do that kind of thing. So, but she wanted to stay up, so we basically tried to watch a little bit of Netflix here and there. I guess like I said, we had a beautiful lunch, dinner. Ended up having some chips and dip for dessert / dinner because we already had our lunch earlier and whatnot. So got ahead, chilled out there, watched some just over and over, watched different dumb shows, nothing major important. Watched a lot of videos like on Facebook and whatnot. Ended up heading to bed, got herself decent. We got to bed pretty decently, so it was probably 10 o'clock when I was basically trying to go to sleep. So that's pretty much how our day went. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.